Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kura Isagami, your resident Tinkerer and Medarotter, and this is the Medarot News Network, bringing you all the latest developments and happenings with our favorite pet fighting robot series. Well, this week, even though it looks like the event may be coming to an end, it looks like we are still yet even further picking up where we left off and keeping that momentum going. This time around, though, we do actually have something a little more fair game for all of the players, since, the last week's event with the Earth Medal and everything was a little, how do I put it slightly, probably a disconnect between execution and concept, for putting it, nicely. But, that aside, we still do have some pretty exciting news up to date coming up with a returnee for the days of Medarot DS and Medarot's Resurrection, as well as the third and final model of this current batch of Orimeda winners finally making their debut into the game, plus a couple of other events to celebrate such occasions as well, since if I recall correctly, this week or next week will mark an anniversary for Medarot DS specifically as a title in the series. That being said, let's go ahead and jump right into what was announced this week, starting of course with the gacha banners with the Orimeda Grand Slam. Starting of which with the new models and the notable models we're getting this week, first of which on the line is MWB03 Aurora. Not a lot of folks may recognize this model, but if you have played Medarot DS, you may recognize this model as the main antagonist of that particular title, with a kit of Hyper Missile, Double Beam, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Auto Charge. Behind him, we have the third and final Orimeda winner of the 2023 batch, UON0 Night Queen, with the kit of Full Charge, Hyper Beam, Suction, Light Legs, and the leg ability of Charm. And then, last but not least, we have everyone's favorite Asura type, ASR0 Spanag Manog, with the kit of Deathlock, Fire, Napalm, Float Legs, and the leg ability of Shura. Now, a couple of major notes here to just for these three models before I go further. Night Queen not only is the final Orimeda winner and contest in entrance, but will also be joining the permanent Spotlight banner as any other Orimeda thus far, which means she is not only just the first instance of a free full charge for females, the other one being Fear Stage, who is a limited pickup, but she is also the very first instance of Hyper Beam now available for female types. This means it'll be making a lot of those high-end shoot-nuking designs for mono-female teams just a little bit easier than it was before, thanks to the introduction of this model. In addition to that, we are getting a whole slew of Orimeda winners being returned as reruns to highlight the return and debut of this final model to finish the trio. On the topic of that, with the Orimeda winners, highlighting the other two of her particular batch, RBT06 Hairy Rabbit, with a kit of Pile, Power Hammer, Bug, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Continuous P, and everyone's favorite Ripe Dead Boy, ZBD0 Dead Dog, with the kit of Confusion, Double Sacrifice, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Shape Memory. And then with the addition of this trio finally at long last completed, we are also getting a notable rerun of the previous Orimeda winners as well from the last contest we had. Those winners are CTF0 Bouquet Bride with Destroy, Counter and Mirror Guard, Sea Legs, and the leg ability of Climber, BRD0 Antura with the kits of Stealth, Laser, Field Repair, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Generator, and then last but not least, VBT0 Colio Viola with the kits of CG Plant, Beam Sword, Charge Drain, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Fairy Charge. So, one thing to note about all these gacha banners, you may take one look at these and say, Kuro, where's the break in all this? We're getting all these gacha banners one right after the other. And you are 100% correct, we are indeed, but take this as your note of assurance and reassurance in this case, as all of the Orimeda winners, including Night Queen herself, are spotlights. This means that they are part of the permanent pool at any given time in any given banner you pull from. Whether you choose to pull from them with the limited highlights with boosted rates, or if you choose to skip on them is entirely up to you. Aurora and Spinac are the only two limited models that we are getting this week, so those may take higher priority. But if I'm being completely honest with you, I would possibly consider putting some effort towards Night Queen specifically, given that full charge, non-heavy no less, is actually something you can very easily put to good use no matter which team you put it on. whether that be mono female or even just any team in general that needs a high-end Metaforce nuker. Despite being a spotlight, I do believe that would forgive any particular instance of the reasons why you should pull for her. With the gotcha banners we have, no, I'm sorry, not with the gotcha banners, the fierce battles we have this week, it is going to be just a little bit lower key, but also highlighting models between DS and 7 that made their introductions as well. Starting, of course, with HNT-01 Queen Vespa, with the kits of Heater Plant, Double Static, Float Legs, and the leg ability of Extra Magazine. Behind her, we have CLB-0 Side Move, with the kits of Hammer, Guard, Conceal, Sea Legs, and the leg ability of Explorer. And then last but not least, PLC-01 Speed Alert, with Mobile Boost, Thunder, Rifle, Wheeled Legs, and the leg ability of Emergency. Now, a lot of really mixed ailment or versatility kind of skills to be had here, between Thunder and Hammer and Static, or even Mobile Boost if you want to toss that in there as well. All of them have fantastic uses one way or another. But if I did have to give an MVP of the week to one, I would honestly have to give it to Queen Vespa in this case, given that Static can be used at pretty much any level no matter what, and it's guaranteed to cut the HP of that part in half, no ifs, ands, or buts, period. Now, of course, this does mean you are slapped with a no dodge, no defend penalty on your cooldown, but, of course, again, you can use this at any level no matter what, and still have the same result, thankfully, which makes it a very consistent performance across the board. Speed Alert might honestly be pretty nice for a free Rifle and Thunder if you do find yourself in the need of it, and Side Move if you need Sea Legs with another ability, with another terrain match ability, make it a little easier to use them. With the events going on this week, for those that have been up to date with the Super Invasions, your waiting has finally come to an end, as we are getting 3 new ones being added to the game at long last to spice things up, highlighting a Medarot DS Anniversary Super Invasion, an invasion around Aurora and Night Queen individually. So this is a good chance to earn another 30 rubies tops between the 3 of these, and of course the commemorative profile plates that you can use on your banners when you're sharing it with friends to add you in the game. Now, I really can't say what the modifiers on these might be, but thankfully they should not be anywhere near harder than the 7 Lucky God Super Invasions, or a handful of others which were notably difficult for possibly no reason whatsoever. I'm still looking at you, Particle Level 2. But I digress. Anyway, this is a good opportunity to pick up on some more resources, especially if you'd like to test your teams and put them to the limit with overclocked enemies and unique modifiers. On the topic of unique modifiers, we are also getting a rerun of Marathon Survival. Now, for those out of the loop and unaware of what Marathon Survival is, the rules are very simple. Upon exiting a round on victory, the parts you used on that round are now added to a banned list, which means you are not allowed to choose them again until you reach a checkpoint. This banned list will continually grow for every level you complete until you reach that said checkpoint, of which all parts in the banned list are refreshed and you may use them again until they are once again banned and another checkpoint reached. So this is more a test of extended survival and duration, as well as a test to see if you've been paying attention to leveling things that you perhaps may not use as often, but wouldn't hurt to keep raised on the sidelines. Usually for reasons like this, there is no reason whatsoever to raise all your parts at least to level 60 across the board. This guarantees you at least a pretty solid performance no matter how you choose to use them, and even in higher end fights where you're fighting 4 or 5-star rarity bots, even some 3-star parts decently raised can still hold their own moderately well depending on the lineup. So again, definitely look forward to this, and definitely look forward to the rewards to be had from this as well, including rubies and power-up chips galore. In addition to the Medarot DS Anniversary we are getting this week, we are also getting a return of the limited time daily missions to add to our extra ruby shard stock and our gotcha and our spotlight tickets. Now again, for those that are unaware, these really aren't super hard missions. Simply put, these are just extra things you can do while you play, such as change the color of a part with a color chip, or change your battle BGM, battle a certain number of times, participate in online PvP, do a super invasion. Really easy stuff that you honestly do on the daily anyway. So this is really nothing new, nothing that we haven't seen already, but a really good opportunity to stock up on some ruby shards to recoup those lost materials that we have been so badly hemorrhaging for just in these last couple weeks alone. Now, in particular reasons, Spinag not only is being highlighted as a Medarot DS returnee, but also for the reason that this is the second boss-type bot to be getting the tune-up treatment, so expect a lot of extended chaos with ailments that it can inflict between Deathlock and Fire, and even with the leg ability of Shura, which I am going to highlight on as one of the big highlights. It is adding a plus 200 to power when the ability is triggered, which, as a reminder, Shura triggers whenever you are attacked and you lose a part upon being damaged. Now, wink wink, nudge nudge, you could probably use this towards a lot of sacrifice nuke tricks or microwave or microshock and really reap the benefits of those rewards with this leg. Those that have been around for a while know that Spinag can be an absolute nasty pain in the neck with its very fast float leg, and gender-neutral parts means you can fit it anywhere, just pretty much wherever you need it fit. With, of course, the only reason of the head being non-heavy, if I recall correctly, and legs having a superb resist stats, evade, and mobility, you really can't ever go wrong for pulling with Spinag, and now even more so all the more now that he has the tune-up treatment. On the community front, we are still always looking for translators to assist us with any of our projects. Currently on the docket, we have Medarots 3 and 4 and the Reloaded manga translation. Medarot 3 has been nearing just about 70% or so completion, so it's been making incredible progress that I've been keeping tabs on, but we still need help cleaning that so we can get those remaining lines of text finished, so we can truly call it complete. But for those that would like to play the game, everything up to Chapter 1, I believe, is fully translated up in English, as well as the battle menus, so you can still enjoy the game somewhat to the fullest and learn the story of Medarot 3. Same can't necessarily be said for the Reloaded manga or Medarot 4 just yet, as we are still in need of coders, cleaners, and translators to assist us with fixing those. Medarot Reloaded manga, we have all the chapters collected, but we have no one to clean them and translate them. For Medarot 4, decompilation is still underway, but we have no one to assist with that and make the work easy. So if you would like to join in on one of these projects or would like to keep tabs on it, feel free to reach out to me or join us in our Discord in the link provided below to keep an even closer ear to the ground on the action. Now, the weekly art highlights here on the MNN, honestly, with the release of Night Queen, it was very easy to see that she is becoming the new diva and pop star of the Medarot universe for this week with her grand debut. This week, highlighting the original artist and designer of Night Queen, Twitter user Daiju309, just absolutely overjoyed with all the art that they're sharing and so happy to see their design officially made into an actual model in-game. Congratulations to you, Daiju, if you are watching me, and I am looking forward to seeing her performance in action once she does drop. And this Twitter user here, MNK Shiki, who is another winner of this round's Orimeda contest, who is actually the winner of and designer of Dead Dog. Also celebrating and joining in on the celebrations with this art piece they did also of Night Queen in their very cute cartoony type style. Wonderful work to the both of you, and congratulations on your fan designs being made into official models. If you'd like to see more art, definitely give both of these people a follow, and you certainly will not be ever disappointed. But with all that being said, I do believe that covers everything for this week's episode, so as always, I do appreciate you all for stopping by, just as you always do. If you'd like to know more, you can follow us below on Facebook at the Medarot News Network page, or the Metabots Forever community on there that I also run and manage. You can also join us on Discord in the link provided and in the comments below to keep an even closer ear to the ground on the action. This includes any new updates on merchandise drops, fan art, my weekly episodes, fan translations. That's the first place you're going to hear anything on it before it goes anywhere else. So definitely join us and join a part of a bigger community of bringing Medarot to the West. You can also reach out to me personally on Twitter at Isagamikura if you have any questions or feedback or comments, or would just love to stop in and say hello. I'd be more than happy to have you in for a visit. My DMs are always open for that very reason. So don't be a stranger, stop on and say hello. In addition to this, if you are a streamer or YouTuber and somehow come across my tiny little corner of the internet and would love to coordinate a collab or a guest host or something of the like, whether that be having you here with me or me with you on your channel, I would love to coordinate with you. Feel free to stop in my DMs as well and ask about that. We can certainly make something happen based on schedules and what we see. Do also give these wonderful users a follow as well in Medarot community. I did mention already, Twitter user Daiju309 is the designer of Night Queen, which is the final Orimeda to be joining this batch of the 2023 contest in the contest going on that has finished a few months ago. Congratulations, and definitely give them a follow as well to see more art of their wonderful little girl and the introduction of the design. And do also give this fan account here, Twitter user MoenCHSci, which is a Medarot fan account, focused primarily on helping kind of serve as a megaphone essentially to help reverb a lot of the news based from the official Twitter channel or the YouTube channel, or even some art from other users every once in a while. So definitely give them a follow if you'd like to see yet another bridge that helps serve as that communication and that connection between the West and the world of Medarot. But with all that being said, once again, thank you all for stopping by just as you always do. And until next time, this is your host, Kura Isagami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.